Hey guys, King of Charmanders here. Today we have the mighty Flintstones eagle thingy called Mandibuzz. So, Mandibuzz, for those of you that don't know, it only hatches from 12k eggs, so getting an XL one is incredibly difficult. Unless you put one in the gym and fed it a bajillion times, so it'll give you 296 candy, or put your rare candy XL into it, which it's very unlikely anyone has an XL Mandibuzz. However, it's actually very powerful for Ultra League as a level 50. Now, the thing about Mandibuzz, as you see here, it's a Dark and Flying type. Because of that, it's very unique typing. I think the only other Pokemon I know is probably Honchkrow, the Honchkrow family. But Mandibuzz is actually viable, much more viable than Honchkrow because it's not, like, super glassy. It's actually incredibly tanky. Which leads me to its stats. Its stats make it extremely bulky. It does max out level 50, you want like, and it can get to level 51, as you see here. You want a perfect one. So if you have a perfect Vullaby, perfect Mandibuzz is what you want for Open Ultra League. Now, like I mentioned, it's incredibly bulky. So, but, as you see here, it does have its fair share of weaknesses, however, it has a ton of resistances. So it's weak to electric types, which is kind of great in Open Ultra because you don't really see a lot of electric types. However, you do see a lot of fairy types. You can see a lot of Charmers, like Togekiss mainly. Ice types like Articuno. Rock. Not so much pure rock types, rather rock type moves like Rock Slide from Melmetal. However, you do have a ton of resistances. As you see here, you do resist ground, so Earthquakes aren't going to do much against you. You resist Psychic types as well, which basically is like Cresselia, Armored Mewtwo. You also resist Dark types, so Obstagoon, you do resist as well. You also resist Ghost types, so Giratina Altered. And you do resist grass types as well. So it has a fairly good balance of resistances. And not so much pure for its weaknesses. As far as like what I mean by like there's not a lot of electric types. There is Fairy Ice and Rock type charge moves, like I said. However, you definitely encounter its resistances a lot. So that's the good thing about Mandibuzz. The other thing about Mandibuzz, it has a fairly good move pool. As you see here, Snarl, Air Slash, it has a moveset that charges fairly quickly. Foul Play, Shadow Ball, Dark Pulse, and Aerial Ace. Now, Aerial Ace is an incredibly bad move. However, as you see here, you still have a very versatile move pool. Couple that with Mandibuzz's bulk, you're going to live for a long time and shoot off a lot of charge moves. Alright, here's the PeepPoke.com rankings. As you see here, for Open Ultra League, Mandibuzz actually ranks at number 8 overall. It's incredibly powerful in all positions, which is really nuts considering that, like, you know, it's just like, it's a 12k hatch thing, but like as you see here, Mandibuzz is a beast. So Mandibuzz actually takes out the BBML core of Giratina Altered, Swampert, Cresselia. It even takes out, ironically, Excavalier and Venusaur. Excavalier, you do kind of, everything Excavalier does to you is essentially like neutral damage. And it has to Mega Horn you, it can't Drill Run you. Well, it can't, yeah, because of the resistance to ground. Now, the problem with this is you also have a lot of key losses. As you see here, your key losses to Melmetal just because of Rock Slide. Obstagoon because it does resist your Snarls. Same thing with Olomuck, it resists your Snarls. Articuno, of course, Flyers are weak to Ice. And Empoleon, just because, unfortunately, like, Empoleon will do a ton of damage to those waterfalls, plus the Hydro Cannons. However, Mandibuzz is still very, very powerful. As you see, it's the number 9 lead, beats what I mentioned before. As a closer, it ranks at number 25. Able to beat out... You can actually beat out Olomuck in a closer if you can get an even scenario. You still beat Swampert, you still beat Venusaur and Charizard. So it's like an anti-elemental type of deal. As a switch number 13, I wouldn't switch Mandibuzz into a negative matchup though, because as you see key losses here, Togekiss, Articuno, Lapras, do not want to be locked into any of these, because if you look at their rankings, they are very, very strong against Mandibuzz. Alright. As always, please consider donating to pvp.com, as I always say. So here's the matrix. As you see here, I have Mandibuzz XL. Mandibuzz XL. Right here, level 50. So we're going to make sure it's maximized. And then we're going to go with Mandibuzz XL level 51. So the thing about this is that I'm not going to use any other moveset because you don't want to run Air Slash. In Open Ultra, there's a lot of steel types, so you don't want to get air. You don't want to use Air Slash. It's not worth it. That's why. So you definitely want to use Snarl, Foul Play, Aerial Ace. So as you see here, again, level 51. We're gonna go level 51 maximum, and then we have level 50. Ideally, you want a level 51 because you can get a perfect, and it's still below 1500, as you see here. Run the 2 shield. We hit battle, and as you see here, level 51 actually does matter a lot. So you're going to lose against bomb, like ice types and fairy types. Obviously, you're going to lose just because they're going to chip away at you. You do beat Charizard. You beat Dragon Breath Charizard if you have a level 51 Mandibuzz, because you literally live with like 1 HP, or 2 HP rather. As you see here, you can eat the blast. It's so tanky, you can eat 1 blast burn, and then you can finish off with Foul Play. But unfortunately, you need that little extra HP you get from 51 to take out Charizard. Same thing here with Cresselia and with Dragonite, Shadow Dragonite. You could actually take out Shadow Dragonite with a level 51 because you live with literally like 2 HP. Again. So it does matter that you have a level 50-51. Level 51 can also take out Empoleon. You just go straight Foul Play. As you see here. So in the 2 shield, a level 51 can take out an Empoleon, which is just nuts. You can take out Cavalier, Ferrothorn, Galley, Gengar, Giratina, all versions of Giratina very convincingly. And you could take out Armored Mewtwo. Now here's the problem. Gramble, basically Charmers. Ironically, Fires do have a heavy hitting chance at you just because fighting does neutral damage. That's why Machamp, both versions of Machamp actually beat you. You lose against Lapras, Melmetal, Alolan Obstagoon, basically anything that either resists Snarl or Foul Play, or just like hits you really hard like Machamp. However, you beat Poliwrath, Registeel, Scizor, Snorlax, Swampert. You could beat Toxicroak with the level 51 variation because you could Aerial Ace it down. So you could go straight Aerial Ace. The good thing about Mandibuzz, it's so tanky, you could go straight Aerial Ace, you go straight Foul Play against a lot of its matchups. And you also beat Venusaur. The bad thing about Mandibuzz in the lead is that, or in the 2 shield scenario, is like I mentioned, you don't want to switch it into one just because you don't want to get locked into a Charmer, an Ice type, or basically anything that resists Foul Play and Snarl. Alright, so we did 2 shield, here's the 1 shield. As you see, level 51 does matter. In the 1 shield, you're still going to lose against the Ice types, you're still going to lose against Fairy types. There's just no way out of it. You beat everything. In the 1 shield, you'll drop the Shadow Dragonite at level 51. You also drop the Empoleon matchup. As I mentioned, you're still going to lose against Gramble. You're still going to lose against Lapras, Machamp, Melmetal, Obstagoon, and Alolan. There's still things you can lose against. Now, here's the great thing. You can actually beat Registeel in the 1 shield. Because even if it tries to go straight, as you see here, it's going to go straight Flash Cannon. If it goes, it can't go, well, it can go straight Focus Blast. But as you see here, you don't get stabbed with Focus Blast. Mandibuzz XL will win no matter what you do. So you just go straight Foul Play. So you can beat Registeel, beat Scizor, Snorlax, Swampert, Toxicroak, and Venusaur. So in the 1 shield, it's very... the 2 in the 1 shield scenario are very similar. The only thing you drop is Shadow Dragonite, as I mentioned, and Empoleon. So you don't win in the 2 shield, whether you have level 51 or not. Which makes Mandibuzz actually really easy to use. Just keep it away from Ice types, Fairies, etc. And you'll do very well. In the no shield, you drop a lot more matchups. So as you see here, you're going to drop Cresselia because Moonblast sucks. Because, I mean, sucks for you because it's going to hit hard. Fire Spin, Charizard, Blast Burn does heavy damage. You're able to beat Empoleon in the zeros. So you pick up Empoleon in the zeros. Basically beat everything else. You're still going to lose against Lapras, Machamp, Gramble. You could beat Shadow Champ in a closer though, because you could Aerial Ace it to death. As you see, you just 2 Aerial Aces will take out a Shadow Champ. You still lose against Melmetal, Alolan, Obstagoon, and Registeel, and you'll actually drop Registeel in the zeros because you need that 1 shield. As you see here, Registeel can just go straight, like if you have chip damage, you could probably take it out with straight Foul Play. However, as you see here, you only win in the 2s, and you only win in the 1 shield if you have a level 51. So, you lose in the zeros though. You also lose against Sogus, but you still beat everything else. As you see, pretty cookie cutter. In every shield scenario, you drop like very few matchups here and there. So generally, Mandibuzz is actually pretty easy to run, and that's a big advantage of it. Now, if you have shield advantage, that's even better. Because with shield advantage, as you see here, you can actually beat flips and matchups. In 1-0s, you beat Obama Snow. In the 1-0s, you can also beat both versions of Machamp, and you can also beat Melmetal convincingly. This is a huge one. So if you can lock Melmetal in the 1-0s, you could just straight foul play it to death because you're so tanky. You can actually eat 2 Rock Slides, as you see here. You can pick up the Alolan Muck matchup, you pick up the Alolan Muck matchup, and you also convincingly beat Registeel. So Mandibuzz with a shield in the 1-0s is pretty good. In the 2-0s, which is really hard to get to, you basically beat everything but Charmers, Obstagoon because it does resist you, and Ice types. So as you see here, Articuno, Clefable, Gramble, Lapras, and Obstagoon. So 5 or 6 matchups, and Togekiss. So 5 or 6 matchups. Other than that, you beat the rest of the meta. With shield advantage, this is what you get. So if you're in the 2-1s with the shield advantage, with this type of shield advantage, it's basically like kind of the 2-0. You lose against Articuno, you'll still lose against Clefable, Gramble, Lapras. You lose the Shadow Champ matchup, but you can beat regular Machamp. And you still lose against Obstagoon and Togekiss. So the problem with Mandibuzz is there's like 6 picks that essentially like wall you, in a sense. As you see here, Obstagoon has a great time against you, and you have to keep away from Charmers. But other than that, Mandibuzz is very, very powerful. Alright, so if I had to give Mandibuzz XL a rating for Open Ultra, it's probably an 8 out of 10. So the thing about Mandibuzz is it's really good because like it's basically an anti-elemental. As long as you keep it away from its weaknesses, it's pretty dang good. And it's actually really easy to use. For example, like all the sims I showed you, you're gonna go straight Air Release or you're gonna go straight Foul Play. It's very simple to use. It's not super complicated where you have to like really bait everything out. It's just no, you just keep using Foul Play or you just keep using Air Release and you're gonna take the W for whatever matchup you're in. Of course, the bad things about Mandibuzz are that, of course, Charmers. Like, you have Charmers, you have Alolan Muck, things that resist Snarl, or just Charmers in general or Ice types are going to give you a really hard time, so just keep away from them. If you do have chip damage them and you can get a Foul Play on, I believe you can take the match, but that also coincides with Mandibuzz's, like, strength. It's a gigantic tank. Mandibuzz can run the clock for you. It can do a lot of things as long as you're not locked into one of its weaknesses. Mandibuzz is so godforsakenly tanky that it can tank 2 Rock Slides from Melmetal and still take it out with Foul Plays. Another good thing is that level 51 gives you options. Level 51 does flip some key matchups. A good example is Empoleon in the 2 shield. You actually can eat, like, double shield the Hydrocans, and you can eat, like, all the other Hydrocans and just straight Foul Play it to death. That's how powerful Mandibuzz is and its simplicity of use. If you have one, I heavily doubt anyone has one right now as an XL. If you are considering building one day, it's not a bad idea to run it at... If you have a perfect and you are considering building one, it's not a bad idea. A level 51 Mandibuzz, like I said, as long as you keep away from Ice types, from Fairies, Electrics, etc., you are going to do very, very well with it. It's a very good mon, especially with how dominant Cresselia and Giratina is for Open Ultra. And even Melmetal, that you can do so much damage with a Mandibuzz XL. Guys, like this video, please like and subscribe. Good luck on your Go Battle sets, and I'll see you guys on the next video. As you see here, oh, before I go, like, this is just how nuts it is. See how you, like, 68 doesn't seem that much, but look at how much you beat. You basically just lose against the electric types, rock types, etc. That's just how nuts Mandibuzz is. And this is how level 51 matters. Right here. Level 51 jumps a whole 3%, as you see here. So level 51 does have play. Again, guys, like this video, please like and subscribe. Good luck in Go Battle sets, and I will see you guys again on the next video.